to film, and I do apologise for that. That was one of the worst games of football I've ever seen. How many times have I said that this season? It's just getting worse and worse every game. Um, the circus is officially back in town at West Ham. It really is. Um, I just watched Nick's video from Claret Booze. Great video. I always watch his stuff. Great guy. And I think he summed it up really, really well. It's time to get back on the Sullivan bandwagon in terms of Sullivan out. We built up so much energy and so much, the noise was getting so good, and then COVID came in, obviously, and what happened, etc., etc. I'm not going to go with what he said. Go and check his video out. But whatever happens today, this week, or whatever, Steinen goes, Lopetegui goes, nothing is going to be good at this football club until that man goes. Until you've got that until that man is not a puppet master behind a manager, behind a director of football, and letting people actually do their jobs and showing some real, true ambition with managers. And, when someone really wants a player like Duran, we could have even had that Gorkes, I believe, the one who's at Sporting Lisbon. We could have had him a few years ago. And, taking a gamble rather than all the time having to be this proven thing, this cheap option. It's just, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous now. I'll quickly just touch on the game. Obviously, the lineup was all it could be, with Alvarez suspension and Kudus obviously suspended as well. First off, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Two terrible football teams, two probably the worst football teams in the league in terms of style of play. Because even like Ipswich are bad, but at least they play nice football. It's just nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just so dull. Second half, again, there was spells. Somerville was bright. He hit the post. He was very unlucky, and Pickford pulled off a couple of worldies. One against Danny Ings right at the end was an excellent chance. But nothing. There was no real killer. There was no real excitement. It's so dull. It's so dull watching West Ham at the minute. As I said last week, and I can't keep saying it, I was so excited for the season. I was so excited that David Moyes had gone. I was hoping for a little bit more exciting football. The reins are off a little bit. There's nothing. It's so boring. In terms of the result, 0-0 is probably the worst result. A win, you get the confidence from it, and you think, okay, Lopetegui could turn it around, or if there was a performance at least, you could have gone, okay, brilliant. No performance, no win, but then there's no loss. And you don't want West Ham to lose, but you would assume that a loss would have got rid of him. With a 0-0, they could probably hide behind the fact and say, he didn't have Kudus, he didn't have Alvarez, and Fulkrug's back after the international break, so let's give him that. That's what I think the spill will be that comes out over the next couple of days. Is that they're allowing time to have his players back. He's got to go. He's got to go. How many seasons under the Sullivan, under Gold, together at times, how many seasons have we written off in those, what they've been here, 15 years, 16 years? How many seasons have we had where it's like, we just write off? Or God forbid, like Avram Grant's season, we just go down. We can't keep doing that. Season ticket holders pay money to go and watch their team try their best to achieve the best they can. We can't. They don't care. It's just like, we're not going to probably get anywhere. Let's just write it off. We won't get relegated. Them customers can put up with the crap football and put up with the lack of effort and the poor manager. We won't invest and show real ambition. And at times we've been so close to that. That year I think we finished 5th, didn't we? the first year of the Europa League, where if they would have gone and bought our striker, we probably could have pushed on and really probably would have beat Frankfurt and won that competition that year. Yeah, it's just I don't know. We're in limbo again. Steinen's going to go, as Nick said, and as everyone's saying. He's going, whether it's soon or whether it's in the summer, he's going to go and he's going to be scapegoated as it didn't work out. Look at some of the signings he got. Blah, 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 blah. He wasn't allowed to pick his coach. We know probably now it was Almerman that he wanted, or even Slot. Yes, he has to be had question marks over the Fulkrug signing and maybe spent a bit too much time in Brazil when he probably could have got Duran done. There are question marks about him. I'm not sitting here as blinkers on at Tim either. But again, I don't fully believe that Tim's been given the full power. I think Lopetegui has come in and he was cheap and free. So he's adapted a contract that give him sort of a 50-50 swing on any on any decisions. It's just a circus. It's a circus. The only thing I will say, I'm not saying he's anywhere near his experienced and he's still got a lot to learn. I do genuinely think Mark Noble will be a great director of football for West Ham one day. Again, I was never too keen on Mark as a player. But one thing I do know about Mark is he loves West Ham, and he wants what's best for West Ham. And if the rumours were true a couple of years ago that he was nearly close to walking out at one point. If Mark is given the full responsibility and he doesn't become a puppet of the board, which he could do, I think Mark loves the club. He will, and I think he could do a good job as director of football, but maybe not yet. Sorry, guys, a little bit of chest infection. What comments we got here? Awful look, sorry, but Sullivan has gone, and hopefully Brady too. If Man United and Newcastle win, gap opens up. It's grim. It certainly is, Ralph. Yeah, and the last thing from me today, guys, is I dread to think what manager's going to come through the door. I like Potter. I do. I'll be honest. If Potter was the one to come through the door, I wouldn't be against that. I know, again, he's free and available, but I wouldn't be against that. I think he's a good manager. I did a little bit of research on him yesterday night. Watched a few videos on him and, style of play. He's not a pragmatist. He likes to attack. He likes to press mid to low, mid block, very fluid. Whether he'd be allowed to do that, does he need the team around him to do that? Brighton's probably the best run football club in the league. So, again, Southgate, God no. I don't particularly want Terzic either. Again, pragmatist. Reason he was basically taken out of the Borussia Dortmund job, so I don't particularly want him either. If you ask me who do I want, it's Thomas Frank or Marco Silva. They're not going to happen because we've got to pay them out, and it's not going to happen. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. Enjoy the weekend. At least we ain't got to bloody watch West Ham for 2 weeks. That's a bit of a bonus. I haven't got to sit and watch that crap for 2 weeks now. Who knows what's going to happen in the next 2 to 3 days? Will he be gone by the end of tonight? Will he be gone tomorrow? We'll see. We will see. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Come on, you irons. Again, sorry for the lighting, guys. It's the only room in the house I've got to film tonight. Let's go. Go and watch Nick